What is up, YouTube? This is Coon636, another video from the garage. As you can hear from the cars outside. So pretty much, wow, let the fucking cars go by. Only when I want to record, man, they fly by. Alright, so pretty much, I want to talk about my bike. Here she is, good old blue. Throttle body's exposed. I mean, she's pretty much gutted. I mean, and it's sad to see her like this, you know. But hopefully she'll be back on the road by within a year. That's my goal. I actually met a dude on the forum who was a huge help. And he's actually gonna take this motor and tear it apart. Of course, I'm gonna pay him, but he's gonna tear it apart and he's gonna look at it, and hopefully I get to, you know, help him tear it apart and look at it, so I get to learn something. So right now, the goal is to check out why the motor was doing what it was doing. You know, we don't know exactly why it's making that loud knocking noise. If you haven't heard it, go to my 636 Insta, and yeah. Are you done, cars? Okay. And yeah, you guys will get to hear it, and it's pretty crazy. So check him out. He is on Instagram as well. He is One Moto Medic. I'm not sure the spelling is pretty much, you know, what it should be, but if it's not, I will leave it in the description. One Moto Medic, the number 1, and then Moto Medic. So yeah. All right, and so without further ado, I will show you guys a new bike. Just give me one quick second. All right, are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? Nothing that exciting, but here she is. Orange ZX6R. I'm not really a fan of the color, but it does the job. Definitely does the job. Alright, so I could tell you a little bit of a background of where I got it and how I got it. So, on what kind of bike it is. Well, if you haven't known by now, it's the same exact bike I had, my blue one, which is right there. Same exact bike, to the same year and everything. But this bike is totally different. It is so smooth, it is so tamed. Maybe because of the gearing, maybe because my other bike had, you know, bigger sprocket and this one stock gearing, so maybe that could be it. The braking power on this thing is crazy. It has a 05, 06 front and rear rims, and alright, it has a 05, 06 front rims and brake disc, or rotors, and whatever you want to call it. So that really helps stopping power, and the stopping power is like stupid. Like, look at the lever. That's all it moves for the brakes. That's stopping. Let's go to my other bike. That's stopping. Like, it's a huge difference from that to this. Yeah, major braking power. We bled the brakes yesterday. I was with One Moto Medic again. He did the brakes. Huge shout out to him, man. It's, oh my god. As you can see, the difference from my other brakes, it's a big difference. Alright, so going back to the story of how I got it, before I start talking about what's on it. Me and Baco Bams picked it up in San Francisco. The price I'm not going to mention, but you know, just imagine it's a pretty penny. Bike's in really good condition. Has, I think, 31,000 miles. My old bike had 37,000 miles, so mileage is pretty similar. We went to San Francisco, we picked it up. It wasn't that bad. The area we tested out in was kind of crowded, so I couldn't really, you know, test the bike out the way I wanted to. Sorry, you drink coffee. So we just pretty much went around the block. I let the bike overheat, as you should when you're taking out a bike, because I learned my lesson with this sucker. So fans worked great. It started leaking fluid or coolant when we were there, but it was just one of the hoses was pretty loose, that's another reason why you always double check before you leave or before you buy a bike. Anyways, so we fixed that. Other than that, this bike runs a lot cooler than mine, like way cooler. He did the radiator swap as well. He has coolant. It was his daily commuter bike. He had this bike for over 10 years, a little bit over 10 years, which is absolutely crazy. But yeah, I mean, I'm surprised to let it go, but came to a good home. I am gonna take care of it. I'm definitely gonna take care of it. And I'm really hoping I could do a track day on this thing. So that's a little bit about how I got the bike. So let me go ahead and stop the video and I'll show you what is on the bike. Alright, so the first things first is this sucker right here. If you don't know what this is a steering dampener. The CSC Hyper Pro. Usually this doesn't come stock on any ZX6Rs. I mean, I believe the newer ones they do, but the older ones definitely not. But that's one of the little mods he did. You know, when anyone's ever looking to these, you know, these cost a pretty penny. He also has the CRG clutch lever and brake lever. The ignition is kind of weird because I have to have a separate key compared to the trunk and the tank. Because somebody tried to break in, or someone tried to steal his bike, so they messed with the ignition, so he had to replace it. So he has a separate key for this and a separate key for that, which sucks, but hell, I would have done the same thing. And I also got a power commander, dyno jet. He said he hasn't tracked it or he hasn't raced it, which is kind of hard to believe, you know, if you got this and you haven't done anything. What are you doing with your life? But anyways, also has HID lights. The HID lights honestly look like you pulled it out of a car. I don't know if you can see the bulb. You see right there. I don't know if maybe because he did the mod 10 years ago, because there's like fat brick-like power things. I don't even know what they would be called. Power relays, or a relay box for the headlights, and each side of the bike where the two black things are at. And it's like, bro, mine is right there, that little box on my headlight, and his is like as big as the power commander, maybe even bigger than that on the inside. It's like, damn, that's some high quality light. All right, anyways, it came with the high mount exhaust, but it's mostly like a MacGyver high mount exhaust. The reason why I say that is because original high mount exhausts don't have extensions on the passenger pegs. Usually it fits high enough where you can fit the passenger pegs, you know, normally. So I think I'm gonna take that off today. So this will probably be the last time you see it with the high mount. Another thing is that the shield is supposed to protect you from the heat. I'm a tall dude and I have big feet, so my heel's always touching this. And you know, when you're trying to be on the balls of your feet like this, my heel just ends up smacking it, and it just makes it really awkward and uncomfortable to make a right turn. I put new oil in it. I put the mold tool, the regular mold tool. I'm probably gonna upgrade it to some red line, of course. I don't think I'm gonna do royal purple. It's kind of a little too expensive, but red line will do fine. Then I talked about the brakes. So how he got these to fit, just in case anybody's curious, he has steel spacers right next to the calipers on both sides to fit the bigger rotor, since it's still the stock calipers and stock what do you call that? I don't know, front end. I forgot what it's called, but oh well. And sorry about the noise. Same thing on the rear. He has the double spacer right here as well to fit the rear caliper because of the bigger brake disc rotor. And I think these rims are a little bit more narrower than the stock ones. And then of course for the chain, I think it's a steel front and rear sprocket. He said he got it about a year ago, and the chain as well a year ago. So far the chain I've noticed isn't stretched. It's actually really good. Yeah, you can see my dirty rim, sorry. So that's a good thing. And then he has adjustable the rear sets or peg foot sets, whatever you want to call it. This bike has been down, as you could tell. He said low side going like 15 to 20 miles per hour. And then he said one day when he parked it outside, he had the bike cover on it, and the wind just picked up the cover and dragged the bike and dropped it, so that sucked. It also has a Race Tech resprung spring, so I don't know exactly what that means. It could just be a sticker and he could just be lying to me. I don't know. And as you can tell, it has a lot of the stock parts, like for example the oil thing. This big old California regulation box. My other one didn't have that for sure. So this bike is pretty stock. And then my tank grip fell off, so I'm gonna buy another one. That sucks, but yeah, I mean that's pretty much what's been done to the bike. I mean, other than the exhaust, he has a full exhaust system, the titanium headers, which you can't really see. Yeah, so you get a little crack on the windscreen. I was gonna switch out the windscreen, but I don't feel like messing and piecing everything back together, so I'm just gonna leave it. You know, flush mount, turning signal, which I really don't use my signals anyways. Power commander, I mean, what other upgrades? Well, he has it tuned, but he said he tuned it for this daily commute, so you're not wasting as much fuel. So if anything, since the sprocket and the chain is about a year old, I'll probably end up switching that out probably by the end of this year. I'm probably gonna go down one in the front and then keep the back stock. I think I got a good deal. I got a lot of extra parts, so it's always good. I think that's enough about talking about this bike. Sorry I haven't been able to ride and get you some footage. I'm trying to work on my mic issues. I thought my microphone was connected on my camera for the SCMM, but apparently it wasn't, so I got no audio for that either, which sucks, so I probably won't do a video on that. But this will be, obviously this is going to be on YouTube, but I am working on a new intro, so excuse the lack of intros. And I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys like my new bike. I really do, and it's really fun. And I look forward to meeting you guys, riding with you guys now again, because my bike is back. That bike hopefully will be a whole other project, aka 636 stunt project. So we'll see how it all goes. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great rest of your day, whatever time you're watching this. Later.